we are at Harrison Lake featuring Shawn Naidu from Matra Construction, Senior Estimator and BD. So I'm very excited to say that we are featuring him on Real Steps, which for those of you who don't know, it is a bite-sized real estate market update while we get our steps in. And every guest decides to feature how you get your steps in through a challenge, and usually it's an adventure, because that's my style. Do you want to let everybody know what adventure you've chosen today?
Absolutely. I had the brilliant idea of challenging Alexa to wake surfing. I'm pretty much a pro, meaning I've done it once, and I managed to stand up on the board last time, so we're in for a treat this afternoon.
So we can thank our fan since he nominated you for this role.
Yeah, love you, our fan. Thank you so much.
We're going to check out your skills today.
That's right.
So if you've been living under a rock, Matra Construction is an amazing construction company of 40 people, locally based in Vancouver, and they work on a large amount of different projects. So all types of construction contracts. We've actually partnered in a few projects, so Lululemon, an accounting firm called Grant Thornton, and also one large company we're working on right now, under NDA, can't say much other than it's the happiest place on earth. You're also working on some other projects that I know of, so landlord upgrades with Hudson Pacific Properties, with Scotiabank. You're working on the Arc'teryx office. You're also working with Quadrille and Bantal Green Oak, so you got lots on your list.
That's right, we do. We do a lot of work out there. We're really fortunate to be in the city and have an awesome client base and team of professionals that we get to partner with. Makes work fun.
So what are some of the trends that you've been seeing as it relates to clients engaging with the various types of construction contracts? And what are some of the benefits of construction management process, knowing that you guys are the experts in the field?
Great question. Definitely seeing a move away from stipulated sum, competitive tender, hard bid in terms of general contractors, and moving over to a construction management model, typically completed under a CCDC 5B. I think the biggest benefit towards that model and why we're seeing that shift is what's called the pre-construction process. And the CCDC 5B has a very specific set of scope and services provided here, and that process can last anywhere from 3 months before construction up to a year. Some of these benefits are you can identify long lead items, you can order them ahead of time, or you have the opportunity to find alternates. You get to start with a working budget from a test fit, and that budget gets amended 4 times until you're ready to build. So you really know what dollars you're spending, and it's not a shock once you get your final price. We can provide constructability assistance, so we can have a design team who sees a concept online and wants to implement it but doesn't know how. We can offer that sort of guidance during this pre-construction period, as opposed to your competitive tender, where that's all figured out once the awarded contractor is on the job, and then they take their time to sort that out and take advantage, frankly, of gaps in the documents.
I know that sometimes clients can think that, engaging with a CM process can be like issuing a blank check. What are some of those misconceptions that people typically have on construction management contracts?
Yeah, I think that's the biggest one. I feel like people often feel they're gonna engage this contractor and then they're just gonna get hammered with change orders because the contractor's on the job and they've got no recourse. So first and foremost, I'd say there are termination clauses. If you're not happy, take advantage of that, let your contractor go. It shouldn't be a painful experience. It should be fun, it should be collaborative. And then people worry again about, as I mentioned, change orders running rampant. So there are some tools you can use to alleviate those stresses. I think first and foremost, there shouldn't be change orders on CM agreements unless they're client driven. That 3 to 12 months that you get ahead of time, the sole purpose of that is to find risks and address them proactively, and also investigate the space. You can do demo ahead of time. You can rip the carpet up. You can take the walls down so you don't get that, oh, I didn't know the structure was here excuse, right? Over and above that, you can stipulate what that change order fee charged is to the contractor in your supplementary conditions. And by the way, all these terms that I'm using, there will be a cheat sheet provided that explains some of these.
Real handy.
That's right. You can stipulate the fee that the contractor will charge when you're accepting tender results, which is when that contractor, the construction manager, goes down to his subs. You can ask them for what the maximum fee they'll charge, and you ask them for their hourly rates, and you compare that to the backup they submit with all the change orders. And then finally, rely on your consultants and the owner's representatives. They're really knowledgeable, they're experts in the field, and their purpose is to help separate the less scrupulous contractors from the rest.
Shawn, thank you so much for all that insight, but it's getting pretty hot out here in the sun.
It really is.
Should we take a break and do our wake surfing competition and come back for the last question? Go for a quick rip?
Let's do it.
Okay, let's do it. was awesome. I could see the 360 building there. You were
Soon.
You did great.
Close. Yeah.
I think next time we go again, you're gonna nail it. You're gonna crush it.
That's right.
That was fun though, but I think we gotta jump right back into the last question.
Let's do it.
So if somebody is really intrigued in this construction management process, they want to learn more or they want to engage, how and when do they do it?
Again, great question. I'll say the longer the runway you can give a construction manager, the better. They have more time to provide the services I mentioned that are the benefits, the whole point of doing a construction management agreement. I'd say 6 to 12 months is probably ideal. Sometimes you don't have that room and that's okay. And then the process, it's quite simple. You would issue what's called an RFP, so a request for proposal, and your potential proponents, you can find those through construction companies that you've worked with in the past, your leasing agents, design firms, landlords, building guidelines, and then you invite them to that process. They'll submit what's called a response to the RFP. And that'll include your CM fee, which is often a percentage on the value of the work. They'll provide labor rates, they'll provide some resumes for the team that's going to be working with you, a company portfolio of similar projects, and then your means and methods on achieving success through the CM process. At the end of the day, you'll interview any shortlist, of proponents, and you'll get a little feel for how they are to work with, and then you make your choice.
So to help out our industry, there was a lot of terms and lingo that was thrown out today. Shawn has kindly created some amazing cheat sheets that we're going to be sending out as an offer through this episode. Why don't you tell the world a little bit about what you created for everybody?
Awesome. So we used, as Alexa said, a lot of terms and lingo that might not be familiar to people who aren't in the industry, such as CCDC, STIP, SUM, etc. We've got a list of definitions that you can kind of see what we're talking about. And then in addition to that, there's a lot of questions that you want to ask as an end user before you decide which contract is best for you. And we've got a list of questions that you can go through with your team to make sure you're making the best choice.
Excellent. So watch for those at the end of this episode launch. I think they're going to be really handy and value add as part of this episode. But thank you so much for being on
Alexa,
the feature today. It's been awesome, and I'm excited to have COI keep partnering with you.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in to episode 10 and episode 25 all in of Spaces Uncovered. It has been an awesome run. I actually have some bittersweet news to deliver to the industry, which is I have resigned from my current role at COI with an ending date in about a month. I will be announcing my transition over the next month once I'm done at COI, and I plan to make a video about it. But if you'd like to stay connected, please subscribe to Spaces Uncovered, www.spacesuncovered.com. I might be posting my journey. At this stage, I'm not 100% sure what I'm doing with this podcast platform, but I'm hoping to brainstorm ideas to see how I can give it a new life. So I hope to stay connected and stay tuned for the future to come.